Hello my friends, I am G Hondo, and welcome back to our Let's Play of OpenTTD. This is episode 32. In episode 31 we went ahead and set up this wood to sawmill to goods to Testworth train. A combination of train and helicopter, I guess. And what dawned on me right after I finished recording is, while I used a monorail and I used that shiny new Millennium Z1, I didn't actually set our current monorails to upgrade to that. So let's just pop in here real quick and fix that little oversight, because there's really no reason not to do this upgrade. Although I don't have to do it right now. I can tell to do it when it's old, but there's no reason not to do that upgrade though. So just a little oversight on my part, not a big deal. Alrighty. And the other thing is, BusyBee went ahead and gave us a replacement mission, but again, it's one we are already doing. So, Iron Mine does at least have some decent production left, and we do have a bonus one over here, but I think it's completely empty now. Yes, it is, so I do want to make sure that we're not actually running that train anymore. I don't see it, but I do want to verify. Well, we are still running a train here, so this train here will never have anything in it, so there's absolutely no reason to be paying for it, because it will never have anything to do, because there just isn't any iron left up over here. So, but this train here, however, will be able to, because this station here is picking up plenty of ore from this mine, so that'll be okay. So let's go ahead and put the speed up a bit here and get going. That was that valuables mission. That was the other one that had finished to give us this new iron mission. Not a problem. I think right as I clicked pause or to end the video last time, I think it was still sitting at 98 or 99%, but it was basically done, so we haven't really missed anything. So no problem there. Okay, getting there. Good progress on these. These two here, this oil and these goods to Testworth, are both going to take an absolute age to finish. Pretty sure I mentioned that last time, but they both have such low production. So we're really just waiting on these two here to finish. At some point I may need to go. I probably can't really do anything with the goods mission, because if I speed it up too much, then Testworth will stop accepting goods. But maybe if I go further and further and further out in the ocean, there might be more oil to pick up, so I might do that at some point, but I don't think that'll be in this episode. For this episode, we're just going to grind out this iron and the rest of this mail and see what it gives us to replace them. That's the plan. That is a great deal of negative. Well, it does still accept goods. Oops. This one just doesn't actually have any, and it has no capacity. Okie dokie. Okay. Let's send that to depot and see if we can figure out what's going on there. Okay. Oh, this was probably one of those, I think they were called Manly Morels or something. The ones that had plenty of capacity within the actual trains themselves, like the actual engines themselves. So I never put an actual car on it. And then when it upgrades to the Asia Star, which doesn't have that, that's probably what's happened. So this was a goods. And this is the other reason it's very good that I do name these trains, because I don't have to now go and try and figure out what this was. I know exactly what it was. So let's go ahead and add just one goods car. And we can reactivate that train. And then we'll see if it actually starts working. And it should. Assuming, of course, that this factory is producing goods. And there it is. Okay, excellent. So now this one will be fine. It may take a while for that profit to fix up, but it'll fix up on its own. Nothing we need to worry about. I'll leave it on the screen just so we can watch it while we're waiting for these to continue. That will be good. Good stuff. Actually, this iron's going pretty quick. I guess that's not too much. It's a little high, but it's not bad. I've seen way higher amounts, so actually this one's probably going to be the one that finishes first. Despite only one of the trains working. So that's good. There it is there. See how much that jumps. Oh, that actually completely finished it. Excellent. So we can get rid of that, and let's see what it's replaced with. It is grain to Tronhead. Tronhead should be a very familiar name for us all, because we have been here before. As per all the many livestock and grain trucks we have, and the steel train monorail we have. So this is a very busy factory. But on the upside, that mission should actually buzz through fairly quickly and complete in a reasonable amount of time on its own, so not too worried about that. That one was interesting. Apparently there was an oil refinery there that's no longer there. Oh well. If I had better reaction times, I could have clicked on it and jumped to it and saw what it was, but that's okay. I'll figure it out eventually when it's the vehicles that we're servicing start complaining about being unprofitable. Oh, new aircraft. Oh, look at this. Fantastic capacity. Speed's still the same, but that capacity is even better than the Darwin 300s we were using, and the 600s I had to replace them with. So that is very good. Let us go and make that a priority. Okay, so 300s. Let's sort this by capacity just to be sure. And yes. See that? Sort this way. What a weird looking craft, but definitely absolutely fantastic. So every single one of these is going to be replaced with the dinger. Well, except obviously the helicopters. But, oh, and this one's done, so we can move that. There we go. Perfect. That was a very strange looking aircraft, but that works. Okay. Making excellent headway. Now let's keep it moving. Yes, thank you. So that's valuables. I don't think we are using them, but I will check just to be sure. I'm pretty sure I was only using trains for that. Yeah, no sign of valuables there, so not interested in that one. At some point, if I do restart a new campaign here of OpenTTD, I'm actually considering not only obviously having some mods just to make things a little bit easier and more interesting, but I might even do it kind of like as a challenge mode. Maybe nothing but road vehicles, or nothing but trains, or nothing but aircraft, or if I'm really in a dark mood, nothing but boats, just to give it some more challenge. The other thing I'm going to have to check the settings. I'm wondering if I maybe have some of the settings too easy, because like the money situation was never a problem. I seem to remember playing before plenty of times where it was a big deal. So I may at some point have messed up the settings, made it too easy, or something. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at that later, but for now we're just going to continue with this vanilla run, because we're still having some fun. At any point this stops being fun for me, that'll probably be the end of that series. Or if I do find some place that seems like a good stopping point, like for example if there is a maximum year, I don't know, I've never gotten it, but if that does happen, then obviously that will have to be the end as well. But at this point we're going to keep on and moving strong. Righty. Just about done. We're already 80-odd% done. This one, that mail is still moving nicely. Things are ticking up nicely. Excuse me. We're making excellent progress here. There we go, we're finished. Looks like it was the green one. The other one I've been keeping an eye on is this male one, because it's also very, very close. And Tron Head Factory. That should look awfully familiar since, well, that's exactly where we are. And we know that steel is coming in off this monorail here, and we can prove it by that. So, that's a bit disappointing. Now we'll keep our eye out on this Testworth mail, because it should also be going soon. There's constant flow of mail coming in by plane, so it's ticking up about 1% per trip, so it won't be too long. Up over 500 million. I'm going to take a look through the settings and see, because it really shouldn't be this crazy. Now, I'm certainly not complaining, but it usually isn't like that, so at least not the way I play. I'm sure people who play, aggressively and optimally can easily do that and much sooner, but the way I play super casual, I really don't normally have that much, so anyway, not a big deal. Too many planes? Yeah, very low capacity. It might be time just to... the iron one I can't really do much about because that one's still running, but the plane one I certainly can do something about. I'll just remove a plane. And that will in turn free up those passengers to be divided amongst all the other planes, thus increasing their profitability. Is it going to Dunstock? That's way over here somewhere. Yeah, quite a ways to go. Doesn't help as it had a breakdown, so it's only going at the basically old helicopter speed, so it'll take a while to come in. And once it does, I'll sell it off. There it comes. Almost there. Let's get that hanger up. I guess it's going to be a bit weird for these 35 passengers on this plane. They won't be exiting through the normal gate. They'll be exiting through the maintenance bay, but they are at least at the city they were trying to get to, so it's okay. There we go. So we won't have to worry about that anymore. And in the meantime, task force should be getting very, very close and should be getting finished anytime now. There's the goods helicopter that just flew in. We're waiting on a mail plane. Well, mail and passengers, really. And we're just rocketing through the time. We're actually almost here where we are in real life. I'm recording this on January 3rd of 2016, so we're actually very close to that. Okay. Mission's completed and replaced by Wood to Jihad. I recognize that name. We're already doing that. Given that was actually the exact one that finished to give us that mission. Just a different amount, but anyway. And that is a very tiny amount, so that one should finish very quickly. Mail is done. Grain to Tron Head, again, another duplicate, is really favoring these same couple places. It's very disappointing. But we'll let it keep going. That sawmill mission should complete very, very quickly. And hopefully it gives us something new. And there it goes, that's done. Now let's see what the replacement is. Fingers crossed, we'll get something new. A power plant that I don't... Oh, never mind, we are doing. I was going to say I didn't recognize the name of, but yes, we are doing that already. I've got a lot of very unprofitable vehicles. We'll just keep it going here. I'd really like to see at least one new one for this episode. If we get nearer to their time control and still haven't had a new one, then I'll just go ahead and I'll just manually create something, just so we've actually accomplished something. I always feel bad if we don't get anything done during an episode. Making good progress here. Just buzzing through the years. Yeah, there. Into the mid-90s now. There we go. One of those is complete. Let's see what we get for a replacement. Very disappointing one. Okay. I'm seeing Tron Head Factory just a fair bit too often. Just keep the speed on full here and see if we can get something else to complete for us. Although they're not moving very quickly, so I'm not sure if they will or not, but we'll keep an eye on it, keep the speed up, and hopefully we get somewhere here. But even if we don't, I do just like watching the trains and the trucks and all that. It's oddly relaxing, which is good. It's one of the main reasons I chose this game as one of the ones to play on this channel. It's very, very calming and relaxing. Just the way we like it. Okay, something finished. I didn't see which one it was, but something finished. Let's see what we get here. Little setwood wants coal, still or again or something. So, another disappointing one, because we know for a fact that one's there. We just had that a moment ago. In fact, that's one, again, the one that finished and replaced. So that's quite disappointing, I must say. A lot of unprofitable vehicles happening here. Probably should go and actually address some of them, but it's hard to get motivated to do that when you're at well over $500 million. It just doesn't seem that important to be losing a couple hundred here and there, you know? You don't really notice it. Alright, well it doesn't look like we're going to get any progress on anything new here, so I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to pop out and find a nice open area, and let's find something to do. I actually see exactly what I feel like doing. I'm noticing this large stretch of water here, and there's a city there and a city there that are both relatively near the coast. I'm going to set up a passenger ferry, because we don't have one of those yet, and I think that could be fun. I just don't know if this will be close enough. Well, it will. It is in range of Cheadle City. And this one on this side looks like it definitely should be. Yeah, not a problem at all there. There we go. And a nice maintenance depot off to the side here. Beautiful. Because I won't remember the names, I need to keep this at a large range out when I go to name this ship. This will haul passengers. Okay, so this one doesn't carry as much, but it's faster. We'll go with the faster one. That'll be good. And this is Egby Cross to Cheadle City passengers. Excellent. And its route shall be that maintenance. Oh, that's an A, not a G. I'll have to fix that in the name in a second, because that's going to bug me now that I know it's wrong. Even though it makes absolutely no difference. Oh, we actually need to add a buoy. I don't know if I ever mentioned about those earlier, but basically these count as an extra little stop, but you don't actually load or offload cargo to. They just basically extend the range. What do we have here? New aircraft with very low capacity. I'll say yes, but I'm not actually going to use it. So we're now going from those docks to this buoy, and from the buoy back to Cheadle. Now, it looks like it is willing to go to the depot on its own, but I'm going to have it go via the buoy anyway, just in case. I don't want it to complain about getting lost. Okay, and I'm going to fix the name because I spelled this wrong. There we go. Perfect. Alright, and with that, this boat is green to go. Probably thinking I'm crazy building a boat right after all I complained about boats in the first about 20 episodes or so. By this late in the game, when they actually are capable of going at a decent speed, I don't mind them so much. It's only the very early ones that barely can cross 20 kilometers an hour that I can't stand. At 112, that's comparable to a mid-range train, so it's obviously not as powerful as the ones we have now, but that's still very fast for the trains we had up until about 1960 or 70, so this I don't mind too much. And besides, this lets us have something to have done this episode that we didn't have any of before, so That will be good. Put the speed up, and we'll watch our little boat go. When it gets close to the buoy, I'll let you see what it does. It basically just goes up, and it just basically sails right by. It doesn't even stop, which is good. But because it officially crossed that point, it now officially knows where it is, so it's not going to get lost out on the waves. I'm not entirely sure how one would get lost on even a large lake like this, but apparently it is a thing that can happen, even in, modern times. GPSs and all that. I can't imagine how a boat would actually get lost, but who knows. Anyway, it's now activated both of these, so they will now be starting probably very limited traffic, but some passenger traffic. But I didn't really build this boat route for profit, I built it for fun, so I don't mind even if I only carry a few passengers at a time. I am okay with that. Besides, it's a hovercraft, it's cool. Theoretically, hovercraft should actually be able to go on land too. I don't know if you can actually make it do that because it counts as a ship, but by all rights, a hovercraft should be allowed to go on land. They usually do anyway. Sandy beaches and whatnot. But anyway, let's see. Oh, actually, we'll make a small profit. Oh, that's cool. That's a bonus. And one of our missions completed, but I didn't see which one. Let's see what we get. If it's a new one, we'll hook it up this episode, and if not, we'll just call it an episode. Let's see what it gives us. Mail to Rating Worth is one we are already doing. I'm pretty sure. I think so. Well, apparently I have no aircraft that service this airport. Wasn't I flying between here and Mint Ditch? Or did I get rid of that airplane by mistake? Whoopsies. Okie dokie. Well, I guess we're going to sort of set that up now. I don't pretend to understand what I did, but I guess that gives us an opportunity to use the shiny new Dinger 200. Who knows? So this is Mint Ditch to Ranningworth Mail. Oh, passengers and mail, I guess I'll probably end up doing, but either way. Yeah, let's do passengers and mail, just in case I get another passenger mission later. Okay, and your trip shall be between that hangar, that airport, and that airport. Excellent. And with that, you are green to go. I'd like to watch this. Yeah, that is such a bizarre looking aircraft. Very, very small wings. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure how that flies, but anyway, I guess it must. Or they wouldn't sell them, right? Fascinating little vehicle. It's the same speed as the other planes, so it doesn't take long to get over here. There we go. So that'll now activate for mail and passengers. There we go. Excellent. And at this point, I'm going to call that an episode, guys. So until